Came through dripping. Drip, drip.
Tip, tip. Thanks, Zach Bryan, you douche.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder. So is no intro music? Do you think there's like a probationary period, and then we
Well,
can start doing it again?
Cardi B might see this, and because we use her song, she might copyright strike us too, because she's
That's true.
super woke. She's all
That's true.
upset.
So you're looking extra good. I mean, here's the thing: you got a haircut today, but you're not even showing it off because you've got your 47 merch going.
Brother, I stopped by the old Trump store on the way home, picked up some new gear, got myself a new sweatshirt that was on sale.
I love it.
We are living La Vida Loca. Terrible
Now,
mistake shaving. Agreed. Fat face.
did you know you were gonna go into the Trump store? Was that a plan, or did you see it and you just like had to pull in?
1000% knew I was going in there. I was right next to the Tony's barber shop, so I figured I'd swing right in. My man, did you ever get ear raped?
Ear raped.
Ear raped. We'll get into that. But my man Tony was on edge today. I'll tell you. How do I put this diplomatically?
Well, let me ask you this. I might be able to answer it. Would you feel comfortable wearing what you're wearing now in to see to Tony?
I think he would be nervous.
Okay.
I think it would make him uncomfortable.
Okay.
I don't know how legal he is. Nice, great guy.
Sure.
I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him in the country. My wife said it's the best haircut I've ever got, so we'll stay with it.
So is this
Wrong barbershop, like 1,000%.
Do you think this is a different haircut than you've got before? Like
Yes,
lengthwise?
I gave him different
fade-wise?
instructions. I usually go the medium fade, medium skin fade, and I asked for a medium high. And he does this thing where he combs it down and then he just flicks the front. I was like,
Yep.
brother, I am a comb over guy through and through. He had no idea what I was saying. It's the same style, but I was able to morph it a little bit.
Oh, so
Home run.
he like he doesn't speak a lot of English.
Not much at all. He just knows Patrick Ford, like a Chevy. Yep, like a
He
Chevy.
says like a Chevy.
Yep,
Ford like a Chevy. Okay. All right.
Ford like a Chevy. Found on Road Dead. He didn't get that joke.
Good for Tony.
But to answer that, we'll get into that right away. I got my hair washed. It was a great wash this time. He rinsed, lathered, and repeated. No ear fingering, and like, it's gonna sound weird, but I was almost self-conscious. Like,
did you do something wrong to make him
was I
no longer finger
was
the
I
ear?
not as pretty as I usually am? Like, did I not look good today? But then we got back to the chair. He was cleaning me up and he trimmed around my ears. But then he has this high pressure air gun right in both my ears. I felt like it was fucking blowing on my brain. So I still got some penetration, just not what I'm used to.
I love all the extra stuff, the accoutrement that they do when they're cutting your hair. Like I love does he do the powder?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I love when they pour it into that brush, not brush, you know what I mean? They pour it into this thing and then they swipe you with it. I absolutely love that.
He has this thing, I've never seen it before. Do you get aftershave?
I think so.
It's
don't
a
know.
gun. It's a squirt bottle, but it's automatic gun. So you hold it. It's like if you're painting a house, it's like that. It just goes up and down my neck. Oh, what an experience. $25. Say hello to a goodbye.
I guess it's aftershave. I never really thought about what that was. The stuff they put on you after they cut you and it burns good. Like it burns, but it feels so good.
You bet.
Yeah, that's the best. I like when they get the my guy, after he cuts my hair, when he starts doing the beard, he gets like the straight razor and he like puts, kind of lathers me up with something and then goes down.
Yeah, he did that
straight razor. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he never shaves my beard because I just shaved a couple days ago. I don't really grow a beard well.
Someone noticed right away.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got Suda in the chat telling you went to the wrong barber.
He's right. I got to go there.
That is true.
That's probably the best haircut in Rhode Island, frankly.
Oh, I would say so.
No,
good shop.
Back to the shop. I was excited to get there. But so much to get into, John.
Yes.
So much to cover.
So I mean, you've obviously got all your Trump swag on, and I think guys like us, we're very excited. We're happy about it. But I would say it doesn't even come close or as nearly as happy as our Fox News watching dads, I bet.
My dad has I don't think he worked today. Like, yeah, he never
It's
takes
a
days
holiday.
off. He's Victory Lap City. He's gonna get thrown off Facebook any minute because it's just been a barrage of posts.
Oh, is
And
he
he
going wild?
told you so. I think he posted like probably my mom made him delete it. Like there was a post at one point like "fuck the libs," and that was it. I was like, okay, go
Uh,
for it.
oh, that
But
is
yeah,
so funny.
massive day. Good day for our fathers, our forefathers, our
Mm.
children, male and female. You gotta think about it this way. We always busted Culliнаne's balls about how he was like, "Oh, you can just get on a plane and you can go get an abortion in a different country." Well, you know what? We're gonna be able to afford things again, so everybody's gonna be able to get a plane ticket. So hop on that Delta flight, head on down to
Right.
California, and just
Sure.
get that thing out of there. You know,
Yeah, it's gonna be
just
cheaper than
get
an Uber.
true.
I was actually
They're
at
unionized.
to try to tie it all together. I was actually at the barbershop where Suda works, and this guy. This is a few days. I think it was last week. So people are talking politics. Most of the guys in there are leaning to the right. But there's a guy in the chair behind me with another barber, and he's saying something like he's kind of I don't know playing both sides. But he says something. He goes, "Listen, I I didn't vote for George Washington, but I appreciate and then I can't remember what he said after, but I spun the chair. I was in the chair and I spun it like with my feet and I was like, "Oh, you didn't vote for George Washington?" Like trying to bust his balls and
You got
my
some
barber
nuts.
my buddy the barber was like, "Just don't. Like it's not this he's like this guy comes in here all the time. He's nuts. Please don't do it." But I just thought like the statement of like yeah, listen, I didn't vote for George Washington. It's like, what a fucking way to start a sentence right there.
Neither did I, brother.
Yeah.
Like, for God's sakes, no one did. He owned slaves, that guy. I'm pretty sure. Or did he free
Oh,
the slaves? He owned them. Lincoln freed them.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get taken down for the music to start the show. We might get taken down for this
I
rant.
was like, I don't know where we're going.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new wave, new country.
I mean, just the memes and and Twitter is just it's beautiful. Like I saw a guy, what did he say? It was a tweet and he goes, "Does this mean we could start calling them the Washington Redskins tomorrow?"
See, everything's back. Cleveland Indians are back too. Shout out.
That stuff just makes me laugh.
But I will say, obviously, I'm thrilled with the way it went. I was nervous that it wasn't going to go this way, and I'm for a very long time I was more closeted in my beliefs. But now I'm out loud and proud. Fuck them. There was a 2%. I wouldn't even say 2%. 0.2% of me would have loved, and I love the guy. We played golf together. I would have loved to see this flipped around just to
Oh,
watch Mike just unravel today on the show.
a Montante meltdown.
Oh, he was like when I was with him yesterday, he was so goddamn nervous. He's like, "No, don't talk about it. We're not talking about it. We're playing golf. Like, don't even bring it up."
Did he have any drinks?
No, sober as a plum.
Wow.
He had a
Interesting.
water with him.
Wow. That's not the Montante I know. You know what? He was nervous.
Yeah,
That must have been it.
he was very nervous, but he hit the ball okay. Mike's not as bad as he advertises. We got him moving in the right direction. So we're probably going to see him shooting the 50s, 60s soon for
And you guys
18.
shot a quick 9.
Quick 9.
Nice.
Quick 9.
Yeah.
Took an
I
hour and
like
a half
Swansea.
back to work by 2 hours. Yeah, I showed him your pool, the Mama K
Yes.
swimming hole.
Yep. Famously.
Shout out
Yep.
Mama K. Big
Who will be
Thursday
on the
guest.
show tomorrow? Is that tomorrow? Today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I actually don't think
I
she's
think
going to do bad.
I think she's going to do well.
Yeah.
She has so many stories about stuff like life experiences she's lived through or she's envisioned.
She's
So
done well.
she'll be a nerd like a yeah, she'll have a lot of stories. I
She's
guess.
been in
I think
more
she'll
like
do fine.
historical, you know, important time things than Tim Waltz, I think.
If she was in that barbershop, she could have talked to that guy about voting for George Washington. So because I'm sure she found a way to do it.
She was there. Yeah.
It's not an old
But
joke.
she's not going to be quiet. Like and she's
No.
going to be talkative and she's going to have things to say. Like she's going to be annoying and people are going to I think a lot of people are going to hate a lot of the stuff she says. But that in certain ways that could go well.
I think she's gonna try to like be funny and sit in Mike's chair.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
That'd be great sitting in the A chair.
That's
But
right.
I'm excited for that. I think that'll be a good one. And then we got our man back, Mick Marks Monday.
That's right. Yeah, we got
Walking
Mick
in at a
back.
husky
Uh
147 pounds.
he's gonna be looking big and bulky. That's all I gotta say. Like, watch
A
out.
great point. Great point by the Patriots. Think again, her kid won the town championship. Probably
Have some
all of the town
respect.
championships, frankly.
uh you know who might sit in the A chair because he's all big and bulky is Mick.
He's a thick boy. I'm
That's
telling you.
right.
That picture he put out there was unbelievable.
What was I get trying to show people that you weighed 113 pounds, but you could pull those pants up a hair, I'd say.
Hoes in college. That's like a hoe in college posting that over
Right.
spring break at the beach, like trying to get some pipe.
Yeah, or they're
I'm
like,
not saying
"Oh,
that my
check
man's
out my
pipe.
new look at my new braids," and
Look at my
and their
borderline
thongs
clam.
out.
Like
Yeah.
that's what he's yelling. But listen, he's got a body and he's showing it off. He's packing on pounds. The kid's back. I mean, I wonder how him and Justin dynamic's going to be. That'll be interesting.
I think Mick's gonna come in waving the peace flag with Justin, I think. I think he's gonna try to bury the hatchet.
I hope so. Both nice boys. Really hope they work it out. But I don't think so. I think it'll be feisty.
I don't know, like, that's lost its steam, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much there. Actually, there wasn't much there to begin with. I think all of us are still kind of scratching our heads as to what even happened.
Still trying to figure it out, but I'm here for it,
Yeah, I'll be
frankly.
here for it. And then we've got Fax on Wednesday, who's coming in from, I want to say, Carolina. Is it one of the Carolinas or
Who
something?
knows? That boy's going through it. All those fellas in the GVE world right now are tearing the world apart right now. And I just want to make a statement, fellow group chat member. I stand with BA. I don't really know. I do know what's going on. I get it. Stand with BA.
I'm
Just
a
show some
I'm a
class.
BA guy.
Yep.
We had a couple drinks in my Airbnb, and once you do that, there's a bond that
Game
is formed.
over.
But I was lost with what was going on for a little while. I think I got it now. The problem I have is I'm a Tim Smith guy. So I'm staying firm as a BA guy. I think he's gonna back off of Tim Smith, and I hope he does because Tim Smith says nice things about me, and you know me. It's very very easy to curry my favor if you say one thing nice. I love you.
If you tell me I'm funny, you're getting a fucking Christmas card. All right.
That's
It's
right.
not hard. I'm with you, John. I get it. I get it. I hope the tide turns on Tim. I hope everything's at peace. I like a meeting of the minds. I'd like everything. Just get rid of Jay. Like if this is the reckoning that moves Jay kind of out of everyone's orifice, then bingo. We're golden. This is like all for good.
They were doing a meeting of the minds, and by they I mean it was pretty much. I think it was just Fax and Freddie
Oh,
Lynn.
breaking news.
Oh,
John from
everything is
Scranton.
fine
Everything is fine
now.
now.
Wow,
My wife has said that to me before when things are not fine. So I
that's a great
will.
point.
You're not very convincing, John, but I do trust you. So I hope everything is fine. Last I saw, Sneaks was still going at it with Facts. I'm surprised Sneaks got in the mix. He's usually a man of peace. But yeah, I hope things square out. That'd be great if Facts elaborates on that in the show when he's in there.
Yeah, as long as everyone's not sleeping when he says it. I mean, this is Drips in the Office. We're boring guys, and I like Facts, but man, sometimes when he gets going, I'm like, dude, this is the most boring thing I've ever heard.
He's just trying to bust with the boys, brother. That's all it is. He's a super nice guy, and listen, I'm not everybody's cup of tea either, but he can put somebody to sleep. So can we. It's kind of the premise of our
Oh,
show.
exactly. It was funny on today's show though that how flippantly Kirk was like, "Oh, we'll just move Fax's show around," like not realizing that
Flying in.
Fax is flying in.
Yeah,
that
tell
would
them to switch
be
flights.
that would be beautiful if they had to do that. I would feel so bad.
John's playing NHL with Beer League, beating up bad teams. So all is good in the world. I guess that justifies it. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I stand with BA. Great guy.
I'm glad you did. You actually look lighter now that you said that.
I'm telling you, man. I went back to the doctor and I was pleading. I'm like, "Listen, what do they go for?" Oh, because I stopped my, I've graduated from Butler, by the way. My outpatient
Congratulations.
program is over. They wished me adieu, and they said I was a pleasure to work with over the
A
last
lot of
couple months.
graduating going on in the network.
It's true.
Yes.
It's very true.
Yeah,
And
graduating the Army, graduating Butler, which are one and the same if you ask me.
honestly, Butler is probably more intense.
I think so. I mean, people, they probably don't want to look themselves in the mirror and agree with that, but come on.
They also don't have mirrors at Butler because you could break it and turn the mirror into a knife due to some of
Mm.
the and let granted, I wasn't there for long. Apparently, that's the knock on me. So sorry, I'm not crazy enough. I'll prove you wrong if you want.
Also, if I was in Butler, I don't know if I really wanna look myself deep in the mirror, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Actually, there was no mirrors in the bathroom. There was none. I went twice. I had to pee. But graduated from Butler, so I went to my doctor to get my Zoloft script switched over to her. They had to uh,
Hashtag Zinn and Zoloft, the Pat Ford
Zen and
method.
Zoloft, baby, the double Z's, and I just made up like this whole story. I was like, listen, it's like I'm doing great. This stuff's working, and I was like, I don't have depression, but like it's like maybe I do because I just find myself at night eating everything in sight to make myself feel better. I don't know. I was like, I'll talk to my therapist, but she's like, okay, let me see if I can, redo this script, see if we can get you like I'll add some notes. So we put the Wegovy back on the table. That's so hurtful because I
That's
was
a
thinking that
very, very funny comment.
lighting, the lighting's so not good. I saw my wife's stepmom. I don't even know how that makes me related to her. First thing she said to me, she's like, "You look like a ghost." I'm like, "Good to see you too." But
Was
damn,
this
Fred.
today?
No, this is like a couple weeks ago. We had pumpkin picking.
Why have you been looking so white lately?
Brother, I don't know. I used to go tanning.
Yeah, I always wanted to. Back
I
in when,
burnt my penis.
do you remember when Laguna Beach was, like, a big thing?
Yeah.
The show Laguna Beach on MTV? I feel like people well, I guess with, Jersey Shore, people were going tanning too, but I think earlier on, Laguna Beach was when I knew people that were starting to go. I was always too much of a pussy to actually do it, but I always wanted to.
I used to date a girl that worked at DJ's, which is the club in New Jersey that like Rico's
The
always
Rico one.
talking about.
Yeah.
So like that tells you like the type of person that she was. It was a weird phase of my life. But they ran a special with like 2 months free tanning. I didn't know you had to go in there with like boxers or whatever. So I just went in there butt naked. You ever get a sunburn in the tip of your peep peep?
I
That is
haven't.
a fucking nightmare, brother. Every time you walk, that thing's scraping up against your knee. Well, maybe
Yeah,
just for me, my
was it
knee.
but was it tan?
No, it was peeling. It's
Uh,
crazy. It was such a crazy time. But like I had this thing going
just
where I had
peeling skin off your dick at
on
night.
top of my penis, yeah, it was awful, but I looked so good that I kept going back, but I would wear, like, 2 or 3 pairs of boxers in the tanning. I never laid in the tanning bed either because like, that's super intimidating, like, what if you never get out? So I did the stand-up, we hold 2 bars, so I had, like, 2 or 3 pairs of boxers on, hoping that it wouldn't burn through.
Is
I
this
had to
long
stay
hair, Pat,
bronzed.
too?
Yeah, 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 oh, yeah.
Uh,
Long hair, I was tan, I had earrings, an Adderall addiction, and drinking
swinging that
rum.
golf club?
Swinging the club, slinging the D.
Dude, you're the man. I don't know what
I
happened.
was I was cool as shit. Look at me now. Sitting in my basement with the
Just
Trump hat
white,
on at 9:45 at night, looking like a goddamn three-hole
gra
punch paper.
graduating from Butler, white as a ghost.
Just got out of the psych ward, all that. I'm begging my doctor for Wegovy because I got so fat. Like, yeah, everything's really gone backwards.
Oh, that's great.
What music did I
Um,
listen to back then? House music all day, baby. Before when Avicii died, I was shattered. That was it. Swedish House Mafia took his spot.
see, I could never get into that.
I go through phases with music. I don't think I even like music. Like
Oh,
I'm
can
always
we
listening to the show.
let's use this to segue into the Zach Bryan thing. I don't really get like, say what you want about Zach Bryan, whether you like him or dislike him. I don't was this diss track really needed? Like, who is that? It seems over the top for me, and I
It's a
love
weird,
Portnoy.
it's a weird Portnoy like BFFs move. Like the
Very
14-year-old
strange.
teeny boppers are loving it.
Oh, so okay, so that was more of a numbies drop. But it comes across, and Kirk kind of hinted at it today, but it comes across as this like protective over brother type thing. But like, dude,
Yes.
the entire world knew they were gonna fucking break up at some point. So you
Her
can't act that
MO
surprised.
her MO is that she, like, got off by cheating on her boyfriend. Like, she's like, "I can't stay with the guy." And this one, all of a sudden, he fit because he's a celebrity. Get out of here. Somebody in the chat said, "Can I get a call out, please?" Is that name, like, if I pronounce that, is that gonna be a bad word? I don't think so. Nick K?
Oh no,
Shout out Nick K. But
got
yeah,
some
she's
new people in the
I mean,
chat. I think.
she's banging Mick now, so I have to show some respect. Like,
Right.
that's a ride she might not survive. But, you know, yeah, Dave's a character. If I could talk to him, I'd tell him to tone it down. If he's listening, tone it down.
I didn't even. Did you listen to the full song? I didn't listen to it.
I had a hard time. I did listen to all of it late I listened to it at like 2:30 in the morning last night as I was just eating my Victory Italian ice. And it was a lot. It was a freaking lot.
I was just upstairs eating chocolate chip cookie dough Ben and Jerry's, but it was dairy free, and you could tell the difference though. The no dairy.
We up until recently, we were a dairy-free household. My daughter has her gas is unbelievable. We think that ties because I grew up with a dairy allergy. So we think that ties from if my wife eats dairy, feeds my daughter, all of a sudden dairy's getting into her milk and she could be lactose intolerant. I don't know. So we cut that out, but we had a
For
lot of
those
that ice
playing
cream hanging
Grips
around.
Bingo at home, you can cross off your Pat mentions his allergies growing up card. Bing.
I, yeah, I've been through a lot. Okay.
uh, yeah. So wait,
Oh,
you can do dairy now though.
Yeah, I did allergy shots for 13 years. Like I pointed out to Blind Mike Sneakers today on Twitter as he was trying to give me a hard time about eggs. I did 3 shots a week for 13 years. One for milk, eggs, and then airborne.
What does the shot do? Does it make you? Does it make you be able to have that stuff, or does
It
it
like
tell you
puts
if you're still?
it like puts milk into your system. Like it's literally just it's like the COVID shot, but not fake. Like this one
Mm.
works.
And
Like
it
it's just
didn't kill
building
you.
up your tolerance little by little. I could never do it for nuts because I was so allergic. I would go into anaphylactic shock.
Ooh,
And
anaphylactic.
that's why Dave pissed me off with like, oh, I don't bring my kids to McDonald's because like I don't want them like they have allergies. Like, buddy, like they don't have to live under a rock, but you have to be careful of this stuff. You can't just be getting them to get prick test all willy nilly. Like I
Did you
went to get
know
prick
that
tested
the
for nuts.
COVID shot killed 20 million Democratic voters from 2020 to now?
I swear to God, I was wondering where they were when I was looking at the numbers. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Like remember LeBron's son almost died from it. His jump shot
that is
died,
true,
right,
actually.
fellas?
Oh,
Hey. All right. Cool, we're cooking.
oh man, I'm so convinced they stole it. But anyway, uh,
Chill out.
all
All fair. No Russian intelligence detected. I have this theory. I love Italian ice because I was going back to that earlier. If I eat, like, if I eat a gummy late at night, my hunger gets out of control. Like, the whole house is on watch. Like, all food, like,
yeah.
it's like, oh shit, he's coming. But if I have 6 Italian ices or 7, even 8, they're like 90 to 100 calories each. If I have 6 of them, that's only 600 calories.
It's nothing. It's just water. It's like flavor. It's frozen flavored water, I think.
I think I need to start doing that because, like, they sell them in 6 pack. Like, imagine if I have 6 of those at night. My teeth are gonna fall out of my head. They're gonna anyway.
Can you just find a bigger pack? Like, do they have to be the small? Maybe you could find a bigger container.
I have a way of doing it.
Are we talking Luigi's, by the way? Is that the name of it?
No, Luigi's is crazy overrated. Crazy overrated. I am talking Lindy's.
Lindy's. Okay.
I think so. Let me see. Lindy's.
Lindy's Italian ice. Oh, are you a gelato guy at all? Have you ever had gelato?
Listen, I've dabbled with gelato. I was a huge sorbet guy. growing
So
up.
I went through a period, and here's where I think I'm gross. I would put chocolate syrup in my, what's it called? Sorbet? Wait, what's the difference between sorbet and sherbet? And are they the same thing, and I'm just saying it wrong?
I was hoping you weren't going to go here because I don't think I know the answer. But let's think about it. So, sorbet, I use this place, for example, called Heidi's
French.
Hollow. If there are any listeners in the Hanson area, shout out Ted Sellers. Might have just doxed him. Crap. Sorry, Ted, if that's not. He's not from there. It's an area. There's
And he
this
wouldn't
little
stick
ice cream
if you did see him in that area, he wouldn't stick out.
evening, Chev. Heidi's Hollow. Chevy will know about this. He's a local. They are known for their sorbet. No, they're known for their sorbet, and it has actually sorbet is dairy free. And sherbet's not. You want to unpack this more? What the fuck's custard?
I don't know what custard is. Custard to me is just what the Teletubbies ate. That's as far as I know about custard.
That's true, but that makes sense. Sorbet being dairy free. What's the other one we're talking about?
Sherbet.
Sorbet. Sherbet is not.
Are they both like
Okay,
that orange color?
no sorbet. The raspberry sorbet at Heidi's Hollow is unbelievable. It has little chunks of raspberries in it. It's raspberry. They had a raspberry farm in the back, and they picked their own raspberries to make the raspberry sorbet. They also had a skee ball machine inside.
I like
Place
a
was
good skee ball.
freaking amazing. Chevy will know what I'm talking about. Place rocked. Um, Custard is where he draws the line. I don't blame you. It's intimidating. It almost feels creamy.
Is custard in the ice cream family?
I think custard no, but I don't think it is. Corn Brothers at State Harbor, New Jersey makes a great custard. Owner sold
What's
it.
Grey Poupon?
Oh, Chevy just ruined my day. Isn't Poupon mustard?
Oh yeah, I think it is. Okay. Yeah.
Poupon. Oh, that's such a shame that they sold Heidi's Hollow. I hope it's still some kind of an ice cream joint, but all right, so we have to do a little bit of homework on custard, sorbet, and then
Sherbet.
what's like limoncello? Isn't that a drink?
Limoncello usually I think the
Shot.
Italians take a shot of it after dinner.
You can take the booze out of the alcoholic, can't take the alcoholic out of the booze. It's like a wine mustard. Oh my god. This is why I stick to the basics. It's too
Yeah,
much, too
wine
much going on.
mustard. All right.
Thank you, Outcry. A wine mustard. It's gonna rattle me now. But anyway, I think I'm just gonna start doing that, eating like 6 or 7 of those a night.
Might as well.
Low calories, right? Piss them all out.
How many come in a package?
6.
Oh, so you got to go. So you're
They
running
have
through. You're
2.
going to run through a package per night.
That's the problem. But you can get them for 2 for $6 at Stop and Shop. They have strawberry lemonade and raspberry, the 2 flavors. Like that's a dynamite combination.
When you're eating through the house, is your wife asleep?
You bet she is. One of my old tricks I used to do back in my boozing days when I was trying to keep the old sauce away from the lady, I would go out in the garage. I would take my beer and I'd put it under my sweatshirt and I'd crack it so the whole didn't echo through the house. I do that now with chips. So I have a little. I do need the Waco be like I need something to help me stop. I have a little shelf in my garage that has chips, and I like put something in front of it to hide. Like I had last week, I had a full bag of family size Cheetos, Sun chips, Tostitos, and Lay's, and like every night when everyone goes to bed, it's like my own little like. It's like my own little paradise. Like I get a bowl, I go out there. And like I hope she's not listening because I'm fucked. You always take the dogs with you. Like, come on, guys, we gotta go outside. We gotta get one left bathroom. I don't give a fuck if they shit, poop, whatever, puke. They can do their own thing. But I'm
Shit
out
or
there.
poop.
I'm like dumping chips in the bowl so it doesn't make a sound. And then I have a windowsill that's below the edge of the couch. I got this whole fucking thing planned out. She probably thinks I'm thin and never eats.
I definitely hide evidence. Like if I go crazy and eat 5 to 10 things in the middle of the night, I'll put the wrapping in the trash and then I'll put other trash on top of it and kind of push it down a little
Yes, yes, I do that all the time. Paper towels, man.
bit. Yeah, exactly.
Paper towels. That's my thing.
That's
Glad
funny.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that. But yeah, no, I have an eating problem. I think I just went from booze to food. What a mix.
Might as well just
Uh,
start smoking cigarettes. Oh no, you've got the Zyn. You've got the Zyn going.
Cigarettes kind of look cool at times, though.
They really do.
Like that's why I like chewing gum because you can take it and put it there and flick it.
Yep.
When I used to cook cigs in college when we were having a few pops, when I'm done with it, you just flick it like that. It's fucking badass.
Mhm.
Maybe I should get into cigarettes. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I never feel cooler than when I'm out. I've been drinking. I'm outside the bar, and I don't smoke cigarettes, but then I bum one off like some 21-year-old kid, and I hit that thing like I think I'm the coolest dude in the world. He's probably looking at me like, look at this old, you know. I almost said it by the way. I almost said the word that I've wanted to say for a while.
Can we say like I don't think so because like
We're
they
getting
say
there.
it. Yeah, we're getting there. Bundle of sticks is the way it's the definition per Webster's.
So
19th hole. Shout out. That was my old house. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
what do you mean 19th hole was your old house?
We lived in a house where they named all the houses on the street, and they named ours the 19th hole.
This is in college.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's
My
pretty badass.
heyday.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Do you ever drive by it now and just like, there's the 19th hole?
Oh, all the time. Once every few months. Just fucking
That
drive by slow.
that story that Tim Ridge was told on what was it, Monday? True
Yeah,
story.
I
And
know.
they are making a Tom Hanks movie about it. Too bad Tom Hanks
That was
didn't
the greatest part.
get
He's like, "What? John Warren's on the list?" Like, yeah, no, he has to be. We shared a house in college.
10 years apart.
Yeah,
That is
I like
wild
that.
though.
That is small world. I wonder. Actually, that's a really good thing we should unpack. I wonder what the odds of that are, opposed to the odds of
Oh,
Montante's
Montante's.
mother and Quidditch guy.
Wow. So
I'll
okay,
top it
so
in this.
two people 10 years apart living in the same house who happen to be fans of the same show versus two fans of the show whose moms actually, is it the same exact thing?
Lived on the same street.
Oh, that's you gotta go same house is crazier odds. Because living on the same street isn't as
If
do
they
you get
lived in
where
the same house, they would probably run into each other. It doesn't seem like they cross paths. That's an even crazier dynamic. She didn't even know who she was. I know all
well,
my neighbors. Robin, mean guy.
and I like Montante, but when he tells that story, he does make it seem like they were friendly with each other.
Correct. Correct. Agreed. When he said that, when Quidditch guy blew up his spot today, it almost took the odds shifted. It became less juicy for Vegas. Um, can we pause and let me just address a comment today on the show? Um, my father was a landscaper. My mother was a teacher's aide. Still is. They both still are. Working
Pat
class.
Ford's mom takes the bus to school. Fact.
She does. She does. I worked at the golf course, so I could afford to play golf at the golf course. I paid my own college tuition, and I voted for Kamala Harris.
A real pull yourself up for your bootstrap story, the Pat Ford story.
But we're not rich. I paid for my own college, and I forgot to make payments too for a while. So my fucking house couldn't buy the house because they're like, "Yeah, you got a loan, it's outstanding." No, I was far from rich growing up. Loaded now, Bitcoin up the wazoo.
Just absolutely like going
As
crazy
you
with
can see, the
Doge.
open panels in my on my out here. Yeah, we're living large.
Yeah, but
Thank
you're selling that old
I'm
house right
selling
there.
this little fucking shoebox and I'm moving into a big old mansion in the woods, I think.
That's right. That's right. Um,
House hunting's fucking brutal.
it's got to be something kind of fun about it though. Like the Zillow stuff is fun. Like your wife is probably sending you links. You're sending her links. You're like, oh, look at this one. Look at the backyard.
Correct. What did Mike have for dinner? Couscous and steak.
Steak and couscous.
I said it backwards. No, but I fell in the trap of like we found a house we liked, and my wife's like set up a tour, and they pair you with a Redfin agent automatically.
Oh,
I don't think she
RFA.
an RFA, and
Mm.
if you commit to her as your real estate agent without seeing the second showing, she'll do the sale for 2%. if you go off and shop it a little bit, the price goes up to 2.5. Now it gets even better if she, on the other hand, sells your house. It, that commission is 1.75% compared to 2.5% if it was just a 1-and-1.
Hmm.
So I could buy a house and sell my house, and my cutout to my realtor is 3.75. When in some instances it could be that for one of the sales. Now, granted, somebody's probably going to dunk on me and tell me I'm wrong and I got scammed, which I probably did,
I don't
but I
know enough
committed.
about this.
Yeah, I committed.
And unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. And I was just put in charge of so we're looking for some more space, office space, like my company in a couple different towns. And they put me in charge of like dealing with the broker and like going to visit and do the tours. And they're like, literally to the point where they're like, if you like it, just let me know and we'll pull the trigger. You know how much pressure is on me to do that? Like, what if I'm like, yeah, I like this spot, and they show up and they're like, this place fucking sucks.
It's got asbestos. I gotta watch out for asbestos. That's a lot of pressure, but that's actually a lot of power too.
Whatever that is, by the way, asbestos.
Everybody always talks about asbestos.
I don't believe in it.
Am I missing a part of my eyebrow?
Maybe
Oh my
Tony gave you
god.
one of those
He did the first time
lines.
ever. He did my unibrow. I don't have a unibrow.
Not
Oh my
anymore.
god, did he torch my eyebrows? That's one thing I've always taken pride in. I've always had great eyebrows, but that
I get a
sucks.
unibrow. My wife likes to pluck my eyebrows. She finds great enjoyment out of it. I also grow hair on top, like here on my nose. It comes out of my nose, like these
Shut
hairs.
up.
Yes, yeah. So I'll always be like, "Hey, honey, can you pluck these nose hairs here?" And she always sneaks up to the unibrow and starts plucking away.
Wow. I let my wife pop pimples on my back. That's our thing.
She always wants to pop pimple. I'm not into it. I hate that
Give
shit.
him hell. Let him have it. Every once in a while, if I get a good one back there, I'll let her. I try to have her video it so I can see the.
See, I don't. I think that's gross, and I don't. I have a very low pain tolerance, so that stuff on the back it hurts, and I scream like a little bitch.
I'm tough as nails.
And then I hit her.
Did you wear the headphones during the haircut? No, but I did watch the Kamala Harris concession speech while I was in the chair. He was probably hating me today.
To Tony. So let me get into this. My last night, I was in a hotel for work, and then this convention thing today. So I feel like I kind of pulled a Justin in the sense where the company was like, you pick the hotel, like you pay for it, and then we're going to reimburse you. But for some reason, I didn't want to go even remotely nice. So I just went on like booking.com. I saw one 10 minutes from TPC River Highlands.
River Highlands.
That's where it was called a symposium, but I don't know a symposium. It was a fucking convention. There were speakers.
Did you speak?
No, I had a booth. So there were speakers and you had to sit and like listen. And then when they would break, all the people that were listening to the speakers would come out and go to the panels. I'm sorry, go to the booths. And I happened to be at one of the booths. So people would come around and we had to stamp. They had like these cards and they had to get like stamped. But last night, so I stayed at a Comfort Inn and it was a dump.
Oh,
John. It was a dump. Like the buttons on the elevator didn't work. Room was okay. But so I got in the actually before I even got to the hotel, straight from like my last appointment, I was like, I hadn't eaten all day. I'm like, I'm alone. I'm away from the family. I'm gonna go out, have some food, grab a couple beers, and then go back to the hotel. So I wanted to find like I didn't want to go to a chain. There was a Buffalo Wild Wings right across the street, but I was like, let me try to find somewhere else. So I went to this place, great happy hour, got sliders for $6, beers were $4. But I'm talking to the bartender and I'm like, I want to go to, is there a dive around here? I kind of want to go to just like a little divey spot. They tell me about a place called Digger McDuff's. If that doesn't sound like the absolute most divey place. So I went. I was like, fine, I'll go check it out. It was very Digger McDuffie. It was exactly what you're thinking. Like
there's a lot of risk in this conversation.
Ton. Believe me, I thought about it. Bikers, and it happened to be like a pool league night. So like all these people are showing up to play pool on like these 4 pool tables. It was it was a wild people watching night. But
did you make any friends?
Yes, I did. I did actually. There was a couple old
Bikers.
guys there.
Oh,
These just like
best.
old timers, and you can tell they're there every single night. Just
Drunk.
oh my god, drunk. And this one guy was like, every Friday I go to this other bar and I drink during the day
Oh,
at like 11 a.m. I was like,
nice.
is it by here? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, what's the name of the bar? I said, I'm in Connecticut quite a bit. I said, maybe one of these days at 11 a.m. I'll find you in there. He gave me his number. uh, so anyway, I
Getting
get back to
drunk
the
and local.
hotel, and I turned the TV on, didn't even change the channel. Like whatever movie was on, I was ready to pass out. It was like it was some Bruce Willis movie. I think it's called Looper. It's like him
Die
and
Hard.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, whatever.
Yeah.
So I
Sounds right.
fall asleep to that movie. It must have been on HBO or something, or Showtime or something, because I woke up at like 3 in
Porn.
the morning. Yeah, to porn on my
Hell yeah.
TV. Like I just woke up and I could like hear like the moaning, and I look up and it's just like like a chicken, or like tits are out. It's like lesbian porn on the TV. I was like, what the fuck? And
Wow, you hit the jackpot.
for the first time in my life, I turned it off. I was so
Oh,
tired.
brother.
I know.
That'd have been worth the price of admission. That dumb of a hotel.
I was
That's
also kind
crazy.
of
I didn't know they still did that.
yeah. Apparently, it was very, unless I dreamt it, but it
We
seemed pretty
have
real to
HBO. I'm
me.
gonna check out. We
Yeah,
have
I don't know
Max.
what
We have
goes
both.
on at 3 o'clock in the morning.
They used to have, like, if you stayed up late and watched like Adult Swim, like they would run the Girls Gone Wild like infomercials.
Yes, I
You
remember.
almost always saw a tit, but you never did. That
Yeah,
was
those are
exciting.
huge. That was absolutely huge. So then we've got this guy. So same day, but earlier in the day, we just hired this new sales guy. He's coming from a competitor, so
Oh,
he's joining the good guys. So I decide to. So he's going to be in Connecticut, which I'm doing all of Connecticut right now. So we're going to kind of have to sit down and see what shakes out, like who will take each account. So I was like, you know what? Let me call this guy, kind of like welcome him to the team. And I still had like a list of places to visit. I was going to see if he had contacts, and then see if he was comfortable with me being like, hey, do you work with this guy? Just want to let you know he's on, with us
on
now.
our team.
I talked to this guy for maybe like a half hour, just driving around, talking shop, whatever. So I've never met him, just talked to him that one time. Okay. Today, I'm driving home from the convention and I get a text. I don't realize it's him at the time because I didn't save his number. I get a text from a Connecticut number, and it said, what did it say exactly?
Pick for pick.
It goes, no, that was the old guy I met at the bar.
Yeah.
This is the sentence without any pleasantry or anything. God saved us yesterday. That when I finally found out who it was, I was like, oh yeah, and he sent me a American flag emoji after.
I know he's new. Give him a raise. That's a patriot right there. God bless him.
But this guy doesn't know me, and he felt comfortable
That's
enough
a
to just.
bold move.
That's maybe he was just putting a feeler out, but that is a
You
bold
look
move.
like Biden too, so it's tough. He's barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah.
That is a wild move. I did that with my intern. He's not my intern anymore. Shout out Tom. He's a huge listener. P1 since day one. Where I think I started letting it fly at one point. And then we gave him a promotion, even though he's a 3-month intern. Gave him the title Business Development Analyst. I don't know if I'm allowed to give him that title, but we just changed his fucking email signature. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, it's a weird move. I like it. I like the aggressiveness.
Oh, I love it.
Imagine if you were one of the pink-haired libs. Like, imagine if like you were polar.
I'll tell
Shout
you
out
what,
Greg.
Pat, if I was a pink-haired lib, I wouldn't be one of the top salesmen in DME in the goddamn fucking country. I'll tell you that. I'd be pouring you a
Very
coffee
true.
at Starbucks every morning.
Goddamn straight. Goddamn right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I didn't factor that in.
Oh, I've got something completely random. Just I'm looking at my list now. The other day, out of nowhere, and I'm switching back to KMS here. They were talking about Taylor Swift, and they were talking about those friendship bracelets. I don't know why this didn't pick up any steam, but Justin goes, "Yeah, I've got a bunch of friendship bracelets in my car right now." He just dropped
that was
that.
creepy.
And then they just kept talking about something else. I was like, "Wait, hold on, back up. What do you mean you've got friendship bracelets in your car?"
But I think that's a big thing. I think like girls will go like. Do you remember how people used to wear those like elastics up their wrist?
Yes. Didn't they mean
When you
things?
I don't know that you take them off and they morph into the shape of animals. I think that's what like the Taylor Swift concert is, where like these bitches just go with the bracelets up the wazoo, and it's like when you're waiting in line at the bathroom, it's like here, like we
Oh, so
love you.
the f- the fun part is giving them to people at the shows, to each other.
I think it's a give and take. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe one arm is like yours, one arm's your stockpile. So
When I
you
was growing up,
give.
we just gave each other herpes. Ew. That's what I call friendship something.
Dude, herpes would suck.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
You
Wouldn't
ever
be
had
good.
it?
Doesn't it not go away?
No.
Yeah, so no, because then I'd have it now, I think.
John chimes in at the perfect time. Yeah, herpes, no go, no go. I knew a kid that had it. They got married, and had kids. Like I don't know how that happened,
Well, I
but I
think at
feel
that
like
point you just get married because you're like, here we are, like we've got it now.
yeah, you're
You
both
want to start a
sharing the same
family?
sample. I guess at
Yeah,
that point,
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
point.
Uh,
Anyways,
the the squirrel thing, the peanut, the squirrel. Here's the thing.
listen, they killed him.
They killed him. Totally on board with everybody defending the squirrel. I'm I'm pro squirrel. I think what they did was fucked up. Overreach of
Thank you for getting
government,
that out
all
there.
that. But the guy rubs me the wrong way. I don't know
Me
what it
too.
is.
Me too. I have no chicken poxes. I have herpes. Never had it.
Patrick Crowley, come out of the clouds. See, that's one of those things where I have no idea if that's true, but you say a sentence like that, and I go, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
checks
like I'm
out.
in. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna talk about that at the water cooler tomorrow.
Oh, I'll tell everybody. Did you guys
That'll
know?
come up a conversation. Everybody at my work listens to this fucking show, so hi everybody.
Well, you're
Um,
gonna try to bring that up, and they're gonna go, yeah, fucking Patrick Crowley already told us last night.
I already talked about Patrick Crowley.
Yeah.
One guy yelled at me from the kitchen the other day. WB, he's like, "Hey, when's the next podcast coming on?" I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ! Like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, if you go back to the archives, it's not." um, where are we going?
The peanut guy rubbed me the
Herpes.
wrong way.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that. Like, I don't think he was fit to own the squirrel. Like, the squirrel should have never died, but he was using that squirrel for clout, like you read about. Like, that's a
I,
clout squirrel.
that yeah, it was a quarrel, but and even I don't know. I probably would have made the Instagram too. It's just something about the guy. I just was like,
Well, he's
just,
monetized. He's making money off that squirrel. I mean, that squirrel better be eating top-notch food. But no, I think he's way that guy sucks. He's taking it and running with it. Listen, I still don't know how it's a political matter. But it just
it's a MAGA
no,
squirrel.
it's a MAGA squirrel and they killed it. Like I guess, but yeah, I hope that squirrel gets reincarnated into something. Do you think we
S-
just die?
who
Do you think when people just die, they just die?
people die and then just
Yeah, like people, squirrels. Like when that squirrel dies, does he go to regular heaven? Does he go to squirrel heaven? Is there a heaven? Does he get reincarnated into like a one step up? Like is he a guinea pig next, and he makes his way all the way up to a
mm,
wolf?
yeah, I think that's what Buddhists think.
Yeah, like
I
I don't. It's
would
hard
you
because
want
I've
there to be
been
a
to the
heaven without
plane.
squirrels?
What?
Would you want there to be a heaven without squirrels? That's what you have to ask
No
yourself.
offense to squirrels, but like I feel like well, Trump's president now. I could say it. I feel like squirrels should have their own section. Like I think squirrels should be segregated. Like not much good comes from. Oh, I was waiting in line to vote,
Go
and
on.
this poor woman, elderly gal, not too old though, comes out of the elevator in a walker. Now she could have been doing this to skip the line. Don't get me wrong. She's like, "Oh, sorry. Stepped on an acorn in my backyard and broke my leg in 3 places." I was like, "Oh, geez, like I stepped on a Lego the other day. I'm glad I made it out alive." But without squirrels, you wouldn't really have that. How about like
Um,
everybody always says that, like the fish went to fishy heaven, like the fish that died. Like that's what we told my son. Like, oh, they went to fishy, whatever. I don't think we told them they
well, you
died.
better hope you don't run into that one in heaven. Didn't it like look at you one last time when it was circling the drain? It like woke up on its way down.
Fucking Zeus, man. No, Zeke. I apologize. Zeus was long dead, but yeah, Zeke was still swimming out. And I feel bad about that one, but yeah, I'd be curious to see. I don't want to. I mean, we're gonna have to find out the hard way. Like, That would be the worst if you die and like you're still like alive inside. So you're just like sitting there and you're like, oh fuck, like I'm dead, but like there's a part of me on the inside still alive.
Especially if I
I
used
haven't
to
even
have
done drugs or anything tonight.
I had an irrational fear of being put into the casket still alive. Like, people thought I was
Oh my
dead.
god,
I
me
I
too.
I used to think about that every single night when I went to bed as a kid.
Yep.
And I was like, I think I asked my mom one time, I was like, "Do you think they would let me put, like, a bell? Like, you could have, like, a little string come down, like,
I
just in
think they
case I
do
woke
that.
up?" They used to.
Yeah, because people that would happen. They
Dude, th
would bury him alive.
I heard that, like, they would dig up old caskets and you would find fucking scratch marks on the inside. People trying to get out.
If
That's
I
terrifying.
was walking my dog through like a cemetery or something, walking, and
Which I would never do.
you hear ding ding, that you hear like a bell, I would just kill myself.
Well, that's
No
yeah, that's
doubt. I'd be like,
that's
I
the
don't
other
want to
thing.
deal with any of this.
That's the funny part. You think by having the bell, someone would save you, but if I heard the bell, I'm not digging that guy up. I'd fucking running away.
I'd probably call. I don't even know who to call. You call the cops? Hey, there's a guy ringing a bell in a grave. Like
Who you gonna
somebody,
call?
grave buster.
And then the grave like over is Justin like doing like tidying up one for Kirk's business, eternal aftercare.
I don't think squirrels and chipmunks fight. I've never seen them fight.
Squirrels go at it though, like crazy. You ever see when
I
they're
know
like
they do.
tussling up in the trees?
Yeah, it's a tough scene.
I was watching a little bit of the 3 Up, 3 Down that came on right before the show. So it
Yeah, I
was
made it. I made it like 6 minutes, I think.
that's a record for you.
No offense to Freddie or Kevin.
So Freddie was talking about his rationale for not having Cinema Lords on his
Oh, I didn't hear this.
yeah. So
What
it,
was it?
it was pretty funny. So he's giving like his actual reasoning, and it actually makes sense. There's logic behind it. He's explaining it, and I think he wants to explain it in a way where if Cinema Lords listen to this, Cinema Lords would understand kind of the thought process behind it. While
Sure.
he's explaining why, he's kind of just saying, listen, in the span of 5 years, I don't think he's done enough to kind of make as much of an impact. And he's kind of being serious in his response. But in the middle
He
of it,
was
while he's
very
trying to talk, Kevin from Bristol just starts going, cinema, cinema. And that right there, I think, out trumps like
correct.
that drop alone does create, I think, enough of an impact, or it could be an argument to the impact because someone's trying to explain logically why they weren't there, and another person is just screaming the drop, and that's almost the two arguments against each other.
That's. I wish I heard that because that's perfect. Did they bring that up or no? Like, did they catch it? Like,
Yeah,
well,
kind of. I think
Kane's a third party. He could have probably been like, "Boys, I've come to a conclusion." Like, maybe that's. I know it.
Kane comes in with the sound logic as always. Yes.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah. That. Hey, let's talk about that for a second.
That clip.
Did you go back and watch the whole thing?
No, I haven't. Did you? Because Don
Yes.
told us.
No, I was watching it live.
Shit on Don the Jeweler. What happened?
Um, it was. Oh, it was. I think it was Meeting of the Minds. Was it Meeting of
Correct,
the
but like,
Minds?
how? What's the context around that? Because I think the Kane asked Kane asked Fax what Fax thinks about the Electoral College. I think Fax was either stammering or
He's
he
slow in
was
his
loading the gun.
response, like he
He was
is.
loading the
Yeah.
gun, getting ready to shoot.
And Kane wasn't ready to wait for that response, and he just started
And then
attacking Freddie.
he's here at Fax, and then you know what, Freddie? How about you go fuck yourself?
Yeah.
And then the clip cut out, and I was like, "What the
he
fuck
he
just
keeps
happened?"
going. He keeps going, and then his like girlfriend starts yelling at him, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go. I'm getting yelled at." And then he jumps out of
Kane
the
did?
stream. Yeah. Oh, it was so fun.
Fucking
It was a
laser.
top 5 Kane moment for me.
Oh,
And
I
you could
thought he
tell he's sitting
retired.
by a fire too. I think that might have been fake news.
He's done a lot of podcasts, and he's put in his time. He's put in the hours. If he wants to take a little bit of a break, he deserves it
Well
forever if he
deserved.
wants to.
Well, he did have to get pushed back, so our boy Mick could get in studio.
True, he's getting bumped all over the
Yeah.
joint.
Um,
But I don't going back to Freddie. Like put out that list of who he. I don't necessarily disagree with like a lot. There's so many ways that list could be created. So I think
mhm.
like anybody who's like, "Oh fuck that, you're an idiot." It's like there are different ways to look at it. The only one I didn't get, and I heard his explanation today. I get Howard Stern, but I don't think that's enough necessarily.
I don't think Howard Stern should be in, but I
And then
do
the
like
other
some
one
of
was
those
like,
other ideas. Like
I agreed. And then he said
Bill
today,
from
he's
Milton
like,
should be in.
yes. They said that he's like, oh, there's a guy that used to call in like, he's called in like 10 to 12 times. And they used to talk about his calls all the time. He should be on the list. So it's like, I don't know if that's true, but like he was legit and all. He took this very seriously. I think
Yeah.
Mama K probably did too.
I
Ned
think
Ned was just surfing
Freddie
the red wave,
is
baby.
the right person to have on that panel.
Yes.
Like, absolutely. Like, and I agreed with for the most part, the 10 that he had, even though it excluded
Yeah.
you and I. Like I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
No, I like I said, I figured we'd be top 5, top
Ish.
7.
Right.
But listen, honor to even be thought of, honor to be included, and I was floored when I heard that Freddie said no. That means Mama K and Menners must have said yes.
Right.
Menners, my booking agent, by the way.
That's true. That's true.
He's
Has
got
he
me in
booked
there
you?
for the 20th. Yes, he has.
Okay. Okay. There you
Yep.
go.
He was going on and on about like a booking fee or whatever. So we were going back and forth on like how much, and he's like, just donate it to a local charity. So I didn't know we had to pay him. I hope that doesn't get back to Kirk. I'm just kidding. I don't
I
want to
thought
do
he was
this
putting
again.
everything back into the Matters Minifan network, just putting it all back into the business to grow
The
and everything.
Menners Pizza Fund. That's what it is.
Mm.
He's a hell of a booking agent. Hell of a booking agent. He booked Steve Robinson, which it turns out he didn't. He booked Mick, which it turns out he didn't. So he's got Tim Riggles and me. So I mean, listen, the guy's killing it. I have nothing but respect for Menners. I've grown to tolerate him and somewhat.
Nobody loved the whole Boston Globe versus Steve Robinson thing more than Steve Robinson.
Correct.
He was thrilled
He's in heaven.
to be able to have that back and forth and to be able to put himself in a position where, oh, they said I declined the interview. Like believe me, I'm on Steve's side. I've said this on multiple shows. I hope I get to vote Steve for president someday. But he loved turning that into a storyline for him, which I would have too. But
well, we're coming up on an hour, and I know you got to go. I kind of do too, but I don't think this story will hit home with anyone. But this shows, like, for those people, it's like, oh, Pat only spent 4 hours at the Looney Bin. Like, I'm nuts. So I was listening to Mike's show on Sunday. I have no memory of this. That's the crazy part. And like Mike goes through like different podcasts in the Dabbleverse and like different podcasts in the comedy scene or stand-ups, kind of reviews them and like rips them apart if they suck or says they're good. Stuttering John. Stuttering John has a little henchman, Rob Saul. He like fucks his dog occasionally.
You do realize that you're in it now. Like you're part of the.
I'm so far in it.
Okay.
John is convinced that I own a comedy club in Texas.
That's right. Yes.
And then so Mike's on his show and he goes, and like he always leads into a topic. His topic was me. He's like, and we got to talk about Pat Ford. I was like, what the fuck did I do? I'm like, oh God, what have I done? If my partners with Stuttering John now, he plays this clip. And apparently I really don't remember doing it. I super chatted some guy $5, this Rob Saul guy. Basically, I was like, Blind Mike's producer, Craig, is involved with the pedophilia ring over at the Shuley Network. He's a terrible babysitter. He's a creep. He's a pervert. I'm like, what the fuck? It was me. Like, I'm like, oh, I guess I did do that. But Mike's like, Pat Ford's fucking crazy enough that he's doing this stuff and he's not even sending it to me. He's like, if I never got this, it would just be out in the abyss.
So it was just for you.
Pat's sitting on a couch laughing to himself.
Yes,
out $5 from this fucking
and that's true, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I literally did it for myself, and he's like, if I never listened, I would have never found it. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Do you think you intended to show it to Mike, or do you think he was just going to see it, or was this really just like why would you just did this? Talked about Craig just for your own enjoyment.
I super chat Stuttering John far too much. Usually $2, but it's probably I've racked up. I got a notification the other day, like congrats on your 20th super chat. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, like that's I'm loading these up. But no, I did it because it made me laugh. Like how these shows work, like Stuttering John. Stuttering John's entire show is people super chat him awful things. Like they'll be like, "John, I hope you die." And it'd be like $2 from Penis Wrinkle 13. John, I hope you die. Honestly, Penis Wrinkle, fuck you. And they just go. And then Penis Wrinkle, the only way he'll read the comment back is if it's a super chat. So Penis Wrinkle will like write back, be like, "You have genital warts, John." He'll be like, "I only had genital warts once." It's like, yeah, that stays with you for life, buddy. Like, it's fantastic.
Oh man, shout out Stuttering John.
Shout out Stuttering John. Creep.
Let's see. We've hit an hour. Do I need to get to anything else? Symposium, new guy, Trump.
Touched
Oh, I
on the
was
top 50 a little bit.
touched on the top 50. I was a little sad that Montante didn't mention talking to me on the phone because I think I've entered his rotation, but maybe not
Yep.
enough. I've
Well,
got to
when
put
you're
in more
with
work.
him, he gets 40 phone calls a day. Shout out Chevy. Um, he gets 40 phone calls a day. Like we were about to tee off, box eating dad's calling him. We were about to tee off. Somebody else, his buddy from home, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, oh Jesus, this is too much.
Montante's a star.
He is, truly is. Great show today. Show's been on
Great
the
show
heat.
today. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, and with that, we'll catch you guys.
God bless.
Bye.
Red wave. Red wave. Ooh. I always do this. Bye, everyone.